Okay, grade 10s. So this is your parody lesson. We're on page 96 of the Perspectives pack. Parody is a form of satire with the same intention and phases as satire, but it operates on two models. The base model, which is usually a well-known fairy story, nursery rhyme, historical event, character, or even advertising brand or product or something that is usually quite familiar to the viewers. And the parody therefore involves a fusion or integration of the two models. Basically, what happens is that the contemporary model is a humorous imitation of the base model in order to make a strong comment about the base model and sometimes also about the contemporary model. So the definition of parody is this. Parody is a form of satire. Satire is a witty, intelligent form of humor that involves mockery. Beneath the humor lies a serious intention. It is didactic, meaning that it teaches a moral or lesson and seeks change. Parody has two models, a base model and a contemporary model. So luckily for you, you don't have to relearn a whole new definition. You just have to remember the satire definition and add the bit at the end about the base model and the contemporary model. So here you have some examples of parody. It's a very straightforward one. The base model is the rhyme, Mary had a little lamb. Its fleece was white as snow, and everywhere that Mary went, the lamb was sure to go. And the contemporary model is the rhyme that the father is reading to his child. Mary had a little smartphone. Its case was white as snow, and everywhere that Mary went, her phone was sure to go. And so you can see that this contemporary model is making a comment about how smartphones have become so prevalent in our modern day society that even small children are becoming dependent on them, addicted to them, and the message is basically that it's unhealthy for children, and it's also our attachment to our smartphones is unhealthy. There's another parody, and the base model is Animal Farm by George Orwell, and the contemporary model is the unequal treatment of criminals in the International Criminal Court. And you can see the criticism by the fact that the man writing all animals are equal, but some animals are more equal than others, is Uncle Sam. In other words, the American ideology of capitalism. So basically what the parody is trying to point out and criticize is that the government of America doesn't want to treat criminals equally. Okay, so here's the Mad magazine parody. The base model is the satirical magazine, and the contemporary model is Donald Trump, who is being likened to Mad magazine's mascot Alfred E. Newman, the idiot kid, because of certain statements that Trump made in 2015. And obviously it's a criticism of Trump and how he behaves in a way that a lot of people perceive as idiotic, and the things that he says a lot of people feel are totally inappropriate for a US president to say. The classic fairy tale Rumpelstiltskin is the base model of this one. And the contemporary model is Donald Trump and his political methods and how they seem designed to kind of incite people to hatred and fear so that he can make more money off of them and get more personal benefit out of them. So this is how your answer would be structured. I wrote a model answer I selected some other examples of parody. So here's a very interesting one that I thought was quite nice that you might want to consider doing a practice answer on. Diet joke instead of Diet Coke. So if you want to choose that one, then you can write your model answer for this parody. I did mine on this one, which is a parody of Pepsi Cola and the Pepsi Cola logo. Okay, over here the artist has said, this is what I think whenever I see one of the new Pepsi ads. Okay, so this is how a model answer would look. First, the definition. Parody is a form of satire. Satire is a witty, intelligent form of humor that involves mockery. Beneath the mockery lies a serious intention. It is didactic, meaning that it teaches a moral or a lesson and seeks change. Parody has a base model and a contemporary model. In this example, the base model is the Pepsi logo, the new Pepsi logo. And also Pepsi Cola as a drink. And the contemporary model is the cartoon or drawing of a very overweight man with a red shirt drooling and drinking from a can of Pepsi. The target of the parody is Pepsi and the sugary soft drinks that they produce, and also sugary soft drinks in general. The target's flaw is that the sugary drinks they produce are very unhealthy and make people overweight. And obviously it's not just about mocking people for their weight here, it's about the very bad health problems that come as a result of drinking too many sugary drinks, such as diabetes and heart disease and all of those things. Okay, so here are the visual details analyzed. The contemporary model of the fat man drinking Pepsi clearly shows that drinking Pepsi is unhealthy and it makes people overweight because of all the sugar it contains. The base model is the new Pepsi logo, which is designed, sorry, I didn't write the ED there, let me correct it quickly, which is designed to attract customers. Verbal details. The person who made this parody says that the new logo reminds her or him of an overweight person, which is ironic since the logo was designed to attract more buyers to the brand and not to remind them of how unhealthy Pepsi's drink is. The artist wants, so this is now the change that the artist seeks. The artist wants multinational food and beverage companies to stop making unhealthy food and drinks as they are damaging people's health. And of course, because of their misleading advertising, people are not always aware of how damaging these drinks and these food products can be. So this kind of question, parody question, would usually be for about 5 to 6 marks. So you can go on and choose your own. So you can do this in several ways. You can go to one of the examples of parody provided in the perspectives pack and then write your own practice answer. Or you can choose an example of parody from the internet. There are so many very interesting, very funny, very intelligent examples of parody on the internet. Some of them are videos, some of them are imitations of poems, some of them are in these very popular TV shows. Like I just recently saw on the internet a parody of a Matthew McConaughey Dodge advert by Ellen DeGeneres, and it was really, really funny and really, really clever. So you can maybe go look that up. And then there's also a very parodic or parody-like sonnet by Shakespeare. The first line is, "My mistress' eyes are nothing like the sun." And in that sonnet, Shakespeare's busy parodying how often love poetry idolizes the object of the speaker's love to such a degree that no person could actually be able to live up to those high, silly, idealized expectations that are usually applied in a love poem. There are lots and lots on the internet. There are lots and lots of examples of parodies of famous artworks. There's one specific one that I saw recently, which was a parody of a famous painting called American Gothic. And that famous painting was then parodied by putting, instead of the old man and woman standing in front of their farm with a pitchfork, the parody placed Kim Kardashian and Kanye West in the place of the old man and woman. It would be interesting to go look at things like this. Or, for example, there's that famous painting, the Scream, by Edvard Munch, and some famous parodies of that as well, where Homer Simpson is screaming where the normal face of the screaming person would be. So that you can look at those parodies and then you can see which one you want to choose, and then you can copy and paste that example of the parody onto a piece of paper in Word. And then what you can do is you can write your practice answer for the parody question on that particular piece of parody that you've chosen, and then submit it, please, in Teams under the class notebook tab. To the left there's a little kind of arrowy thing. You click on that and you find your homework tab, and then you submit your answer there if you want me to look at it. But it's not for marks or anything. I just want to see that you're busy doing the work. So can you please watch this video as many times as you need to, and then go about writing your practice parody answer. Okay, that's it for now.